Hello everyone, it's Donna. So, this time I am trying to make this double X number 2 square, and I had originally just kind of um, done some general cuts to get the general sizes, and then was going to cut them down. So my A piece, I've already got this one cut down for the size I'm making, and the other colors that I'm using is this is going to be a gray, and this is going to be kind of like a cream color. And I already cut out, and marked and sewed all of this, and then cut them out. First time I've ever done that for making the half square triangles, this way. So I'll see how I like it. I got to press them open and everything, and then the only thing I don't like about electric quilt, or at least their general blocks, is there's no actual sewing instructions. So I know this would go on last, and this is like the cream and the red, so they're already done. So I'll sew a red one here, a red one here, and then sew it to that. And I'll have this will be like one block, and I'm gonna make 4 of these. So it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to do it. So this is my current progress. I'll be back after I get some of these pressed, and here are the rest of the cream. Well, I don't need more creams right now. The rest of the reds that I have to cut down. I need a whole bunch more of these, and these are oversized, so I'll trim them down and then cut them on the diagonal that I need to for those sides. So, and then I've got, some that I'm going to need, whole squares. So I've got, which I already have. But then that I'll come back in a little bit and show you my next steps. Wish me luck. So I got all of these pressed, and I know I need to trim off all the dog ears and everything, but I was thinking instead of gray, I could use a blue and make it more like Americana, and I think I'm going to do that. I mean, this is some blue yardage that I've had for a while, and it's time that it gets used, right? There's the color, I guess. That's more true to the color. But it's time that it gets used. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Oh, and the subcuts that I have to do on the rest of the red is like an 8. I mean, something at 8. It's like, man, couldn't it be a quarter? But I guess I'll trim them all down to the end of 8. Until the next little clip. So currently I have these sewn together, and I've got these right here. Now I just need to join to make the 4 patch, so I'm about ready to do that with these. And then I'm going to have to decide if I'm going to use the gray or not. So that's currently where I'm at. It's raining again. Great. I sewed all of these wrong. These are okay. These are all wrong. So not only do I have to unpick it there, but I have to unpick it here. Is it worth it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. So, I'm sure there's a lot of experienced quilters that saw that last segment and started laughing to themselves and said, she'll figure it out. Yeah, I had to take all of them part, because even this one that I thought was correct was incorrect. So got to start over on that. I think today I might have learned a lesson about making one block to make sure that you've got everything done, and then that you can compare everything else to. But will I do it for the remainder of this? Probably not. But oh well, live and learn. That's how I am learning how to quilt. I learn from mistakes. Hopefully, the saga continues. In that last little clip, some of the experienced quilters might have been screaming at me, no, 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 they're all wrong. When I said my top row was sewn together correctly, it actually wasn't. So I had to take all of them apart. And right now I have just 4 sewn back together. So this will be 1 block. This will be 2 blocks. And then I got 2 more right here. I've got to get sewn together correctly and then all pressed and everything. So the diary of a beginning quilter, right? So I finally have these all sewn together correctly, and they are pressed now. All that's left is to get the solid block and sew it onto here. So hopefully I can get that done correctly. I think I can. I'm going to be the little engine that could. Well, as you can see, I have my blocks made now. I have all 4 of them made. And I was actually playing around with the layout on my design wall. And this is the blocks just as they were sewn. Hold on a second. So this is the way the diagram was that I sewed them to, and that is 4 of them laid out that way. But my husband and I were playing around, and oops, you have to excuse me, I'm holding the tripod in my hand. Anyway, there was one version, and then he actually can't get it all here all straight. Sorry, anyway, he actually suggested this one, and I think this is how I'm actually going to sew these 4 blocks together. So I'm actually extremely happy with the way they turned out. And sorry if you can hear my husband coughing. He's had some sinus issues, allergies and stuff. But I think this is the way it's going to be. So I'm happy with it, and I will probably be picking another block, random block out of EQ8 to start going with. Like I said, not perfect, but hey, I'm learning, and I'm learning a lot. Talk to you later. Bye.